And welcome. Thanks so much for being with us. It's Thursday, a very snowy one for much of the country, January 27th. I'm Kiran Chetry.
I'm TJ Holmes. I think it's fair to say this is getting ridiculous now. The East Coast, my goodness.
Storm, and we're set up all over the Northeast this morning. We have Rob Marciano. He's standing by in the... Boy, it's been quite a mess. So I was driving a similar route. We were coming down 95 southbound from the Northeast in the suburbs, and this is what it looked like this morning. We actually got... But we made it.
Okay, you're right. She's a professional, folks. Did you have to put amateur video up on the screen? Now, of course, some people are having a good time with this. Show you DuPont Circle. Schools are going to be closed.
They're not planning on trying to reopen until 7 p.m. So call ahead. And look, Kennedy is hoping to reopen in 2 hours. But they say all the airlines are waiving the change fee. So if you don't have to fly,
that's something at least to help out.
Might be a good idea to reschedule.
Yeah.
Well, doctors are growing more optimistic about Congresswoman Gabrielle Gifford's recovery from a... Vice President was selling the President's State of the Union message in Indiana. The state's governor was busy trying to explain why... Well, Congressman Dennis Kucinich of Ohio is, meantime, suing a congressional cafeteria. The Ohio congressman says that he bought a sandwich 3 years ago, and while...
Good morning. Welcome back to this American Morning at 39 minutes past the hour. Officials in Egypt right now say at least 1,000 people have been arrested this week in anti-government protests for demanding an end to the president... his 30-year reign there.
Yeah, CNN's Zane Vergy has details on that and some other big... Too hot for an Arizona grocery store. A big controversy over the Us magazine cover that features Elton John and his same-sex partner. This time we have another update for you. More headaches for your commute because of this winter storm. We're getting an update from Amtrak right now. Their media relations saying they've now suspended service from New York to Boston. Amtrak service suspended now from New York to Boston. They've also suspended service from New Haven to Springfield, Connecticut. Also, the Empire service, this is what services New York City to Albany. They say this is operating now on a reduced schedule, and that there are also reduced and limited cancellations between Washington and New York, obviously a very popular commuter corridor there. They say to call 1-800-USA-RAIL or Amtrak.com for the latest updates on this. But again, the headline out of this is that the service from New York to Boston suspended. Service from New Haven to Springfield, Connecticut also suspended. Meantime, one of America's closest allies in the Arab world on the brink right now. Police clashing with... Good news this morning about the recovery of Congresswoman Gabrielle Gifford from the gunshot wound to the head she suffered less than 3 weeks ago. Doctors are saying that she is progressing. Chief Medical Officer of Tier Memorial Hermann Hospital, where she will be doing this recovery, and he joins us now from Houston. Thanks so much for joining us this morning, Dr. Francisco.
Thank you for having me here.
We talk about lightning speed. That's an amazing quote from the doctors. Can you give us an idea of how she's doing this morning and how she's progressing? Minutes past the hour, one of America's most popular and picturesque national parks has a little bit of a secret. Yellowstone in northwest Wyoming, land of geysers, mountains, and lakes, is also... the last time this happened was 640,000 years ago. We're due.
We are due. Forget Yogi Bear. Okay, forget Old Faithful.
Levels that they have not seen before, 10 inches in some places in the past year. What does that tell us?
Tomorrow, or it could happen 100,000 years from now. It's black magic trying to predict...
Something on this scale is what wiped out the dinosaurs.
65...
Air or to get people out. I mean, how much of a warning might we get with this eruption?
All you can do is run very carefully, because we have no experience with supervolcanoes. We've seen Mount St. Helens, we've seen Krakatoa, but a supervolcano erupting in our lifetime.
It could be tomorrow, it could be in 100,000 years, but it's under there.
It's there, and it will happen. At one point...
Michio Kaku, always great to talk to you. Thanks so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you.
Well, his soon-to-be-published book, by the way, titled Physics of the Future. You can check it out, so look for it soon. Fascinating stuff. Thanks. Top stories coming your way in just 90 seconds. We'll be right back.